Hi, good evening. So yesterday we installed the product WebSphere application server version 8.5 using installation manager. So that product by default doesn't contain any servers, any type of servers. So in ND license, in WebSphere application server ND license, in the installation we can create multiple types of servers. We can create multiple types of runtimes using the profiles. So profiles means it's a profiles are group of files to define the runtime. So runtime means it's a one server. Runtime means it's a server. So we have different types of profiles in network deployment. Those are profiles in WAS and a version 6.0. These are the profiles. Profiles were introduced in version 6.0. So profiles in WAS and 6.0, we have three profiles: app server, DMGR, and custom profile. So in 6.1, they added one more profile, that is cell. In 7 and 8, 8.5, they added three profiles: job manager and admin agent and secure proxy. Okay. So under management, we can create three profiles: job manager, admin agent, and deployment manager. So in ND only we have multiple profiles. Suppose in base and express licenses in WebSphere application server, we have only one profile, that is app server profile. Okay, that's why we can create only standalone environments in base and express, but in ND we can create a federated environment, and after that we can create the clusters also. So that once we created the clusters, we can provide the high availability and scalable environments. So each profile contains, it's a runtime. Runtime means it's a server. So apps, so every profile contains one server except the custom profile. Okay, all other profiles contains some runtime, some servers, some type of servers. So the type of the server is different, but every profile contains one server. Okay, one runtime. The purpose of that server is, so each server has different purpose. So profiles we can create in two ways. Profiles we can create in two ways. One is profile management tool. Second one is manage profiles.sh. So profile management tool is GUI. And manage profiles.sh is the command line. So to create, we have two ways to create the profiles. One is profile management tool, and another one is manage profiles.sh. So in graphical way and command line way. Okay. So profile management tool we can find in OPT location. OPT, IBM, WebSphere, App Server, Bing, Profile Management. pmt.sh is a script. Manage profiles.sh location is OPT, IBM, WebSphere, App Server, Bin, Manage profiles.sh. So now I'm creating one profile, that is App Server profile, using profile management tool. Okay, that is in the graphical mode. I am creating one profile, App Server profile. So PWD. So I am in the installation location OPT IBM WebSphere App Server. Go to bin, CD profile management tool. So script name is pmt.sh. already one profile is there in this installation. So I'm creating another profile. By default, it doesn't contain any profiles. So it's already one profile I created. So I'm creating another profile. Click on create. So I'm creating application server profile. So read this description here. An application server environment runs your enterprise applications. So WebSphere application server is managed from its own administrative console and functions independently from all other apps application servers. So an administrative environment, it generally this profile creates one server. That server type is application server. Server type is application server. So that server generally we use to run our business applications. Business means generally we, whatever the business develops some applications for their day-to-day requirements. So those Java applications we can install on this server. Okay. The server type is application server. So in this application we can install our business applications. Okay. So this environment runs your enterprise applications. WebSphere application server. So that application server is managed from its own administrative console and functions independently. Suppose if I create two app server profiles functions independently. Okay. And WebSphere application server is managed from that app server is managed from its own administrative console. Okay, that configuration. So click next. Select advanced profile creation to customize the options, to customize the arguments. So deploy the administrative console that is recommended. So admin console is the web admin tool. Okay, web admin tool to manage the profile configuration. Okay, we are creating one profile. That profile contains configuration. To manage that configuration, this admin console is web admin tool. Okay, this is recommended way. So web admin tool is an easy way to manage the profile configuration. This is the easy way to manage the profile configuration. So this is the recommended way. And deploy the default app is sample application. But we can manage the profile configuration in different ways. But web admin console is one way. That is easy way. Okay. So click next. The app server 2 profile name and profile will be created. This is the default location. This is the default installation location, but we can install in different path also. But this is the default installation location which we can install in different location also. Click next. So the server type is application server. That server name is server 1. We can customize this name also. So server type is application server. Server name is server 1. We can customize this name. Click next. Host name of the server here. So enable administrative security. So to administrate the profile configuration, we need to enable the administrative security. Otherwise, anyone can change the configuration files. Okay, using the administrative clients. So enable the administrative securities. it's a mandatory. Okay. So otherwise, anyone can change the configurations using administrative clients. Suppose if administrative client is if we enable administrative security, it will ask the username and password. If we don't enable the admin security, we can log in without username and password, and we can change the configurations. So whoever in the network can access the administrative console and change the profile configuration. Okay, if it is not enabled, so it's enable the administrative security. So by default, this runtime contains some SSL certificates also. So we don't need to change anything now. So create the default certificates. Click next. So this app server profile contains multiple ports. Okay, multiple ports to listen different types of requests. So whatever the ports we are seeing in the left side, those are the default ports. In the drop down box, we are seeing that those ports are available ports in this machine. So those are available ports in this machine. So port number's range is 0 to 65,535. Okay, we can use any numbers between 0 to 65,535. Okay, port numbers. So these are the default.
Sorry, Venkat, to interrupt. Yeah. Venkat, could you please explain what is the use of this every port?
No, yeah, I'll explain about the ports. Okay, once the profile is installed. But so we don't need to know all the ports details. We generally use few ports frequently. So I'll explain about those ports, okay, not completely all ports. So I'll explain few ports details because we use only frequently few ports. Okay.
Okay.
Click next here. So run the application server process as Linux service. This is for whenever we restart the operating system, that will automatically start the WebSphere process also. This server also, WebSphere application server also. So I'm not enabling this one, just skip this one. Okay. Skip. Yeah. Hello?
You just set some default port, go to back, I think the first one is with some default port. It's 1978. Default port is 1960.
Yeah.
You put 1978. Is that okay?
Okay, default port is 9060, but the available port is 9078 here.
Oh, available. Okay. We can also change it to any port, no?
Yeah. Click next. So we don't need to use the same ports in real time also. We don't use these ports, okay. We use some customized ports, like we made some series like 10,000 series, 20,000 series, 30,000 series. So we follow some process like we maintain the same ports, okay. 20,000 series or 30,000 series ports we use in real time. Most of the environments.
So this port are given by any company in the environment? Or
Yeah, correct.
You can select anything.
Correct. So some architect will provide these details, okay?
Oh, okay.
So click next. So skip this one, click next. And web server definition also not required at the moment. So click next. Click create. Okay, this profile requires 200 MB file system space. Okay, click on create. This will take 5 to 10 minutes.
Venkat, one more last. Is there any dependency if you want to create a cell profile first or GMGR profile first, like is there any dependency between the profile we are creating profiles?
No, we can create in either way. Okay. So we don't need to maintain one order. We can create app server first, DMGR later, like that we can create.
Okay.
But generally when we set up the federated environment, we first create DMGR like that, but it's not mandatory. We can create app server first, later DMGR also we can create.
Okay. Normally, in the environment, real-time environment, DMGR profile is always there, right?
Yeah, in production environment, we create one DMGR for one cell. Okay, one for one application. Generally, we create one deployment manager cell. So,
okay.
So deployment manager definitely we create in the production environments because so using the deployment manager we can federate and we can create the clusters. Okay, so we create deployment manager in the deployment manager. Generally we can deploy multiple apps. So those are interconnected apps or like that. So and we can create multiple clusters also. So every environment setup depends on the requirement. Okay, so all environment setups are it's not same. So every environment setup they design based on the requirements.
Okay.
So this profile was created successfully. So I will show you one image. So this app server profile we installed in this location. App server profiles APPSRV01 is the profile name. Okay, we created something APPSRV02 or any app profile. Okay, so this is the default location. We can customize to different locations also. So this profile contains configuration. That configuration starts from the config folder. Okay, so that profile configuration starts from the config folder. So under that config, it has some hierarchy in the config folder. That is, it contains one cell name, and cell contains multiple nodes. Okay, cell can contain multiple nodes, but by default it contains only one node. One cell and one node. It contains one node. Node can contain multiple servers, but by default it contains only one server. So cell contains multiple nodes. Node can contain multiple servers, but by default this profile configuration contains one cell, and one cell contains one node, and that node contains one server. The server name is server 1. Server type is application server. Okay. So cell level it maintains some configuration files. So node level also it maintains node scope configuration files and applications, and server level also it maintains some configuration files. So to manage all these configuration files in cell level, node level, server level, we have administrative clients. Okay, one is web admin console, that is admin console. Generally we call admin console. Okay, admin console, that is using the browser. In the browser, we access that admin console and we manage the profile configuration. Okay. So second one is wsadmin.sh, that is scripting client. Okay. So scripting client means so we can execute two languages, two scripting languages commands here. So one is Jackal and the second one is Python scripting language. So using those scripting languages, we can manage this profile configuration. Okay, we can manage this profile configuration using those scripting languages. Third one is we have to develop our customized own administrative client. So using the JMX API, but no one implement the custom scripting. No one implement a custom client. A custom client. So generally we use either admin console or either scripting. Okay, wsadmin.sh, Jackal or Json scripts, or admin console, that is web admin console. So we use either one. Okay, we can use both also. Okay, so these admins, whatever the administrative console we deployed at the time of profile creation. So these WebSphere applications have a runtime contains two types of applications. One is system apps and another one is user applications. Okay. So system apps comes with the product. System apps comes with the product. Those apps are for managing the product configuration. Okay, to managing this runtime, we use those apps. Those apps comes with the product. Okay, so system apps location is WAS home system apps. WAS home is the product installation location. That is OPT IBM WebSphere app server. Okay, so OPT IBM WebSphere app server, that is the product location. Under system apps, we can find the system applications. So user applications means whatever the business develops for their day-to-day requirement, those apps are user applications. So this runtime, in this runtime we can, that contains, the runtime contains system applications and user applications also. Okay. So here we are accessing administrative client. That is one application. That application name is isclite.er. isclite.er. That is the example system app. Okay, that is one system app application that comes with the installation. Okay, so using that system application, we can manage the profile configuration using. So we invoke administrative console, and using that admin console, we can manage the profile configuration. So isclite.er is the system application. So ISC means Integrated Solutions Console. Generally we call admin console. Okay. So now let's verify this profile configuration. Profiles, and app server profile, and config, cells, cell name, nodes, node name, servers, server name. Okay, so servers and server name. So cell contains cell name. That cell contains one node. Nodes. Okay, cell contains nodes. but by default it contains only one node, node name, and the nodes contains servers. So by default it contains only one server. Okay. So cell name, node names, and servers, server name. Okay. So each cell level and node level and server level, we have different set of configuration files. So these are server level configuration files. These are node level configuration files. These are cell level configuration files. So we have in the profile, we have different configuration files in different levels: cell level, node level, and server level. Okay. So here there is one important file in each node. That file name is serverindex.xml. Serverindex.xml. This file is very important. Okay. So serverindex.xml. Every node contains one serverindex.xml. Every node contains one serverindex.xml file. Okay. So that contains the information about how many servers are there in the node, servers are in that node, how many servers are existed in that node, and port numbers each server, and installed applications on each server. Okay. Installed applications on each server. So how many servers are existed in that node? So that means, okay, and port numbers of each server, and installed application on each installed applications on each server. So open serverindex.xml. So see here server entries. So server name is server 1, server type is app server. Okay. So once this node contains only one server, so if multiple servers are there, multiple server entries, we can find it. Okay. So only one server entry is there. So the server name is server 1, type is app server. So these are installed applications. These are installed applications in the server. These are assigned ports to the server. These are ports which are assigned to the server. So at the time of profile creation, we assign these ports to the server at the time of profile creation. So this profile contains one server, right? Server 1. So that server, to start that server, command is go to the profile bin location. So app server profile bin location, and the command to start that server is start server.sh and server 1. This is the command to start that server.
So Venkat, is it possible to create multiple servers under a profile?
Yeah, we can create.
Okay. Under node agent, if I want to create one server in one single node agent, is it also possible? Like multiple node agents and under each node agent one server.
Yeah. It's not node agent, okay, node, okay. So,
Okay.
okay, node agent is different. That is one process, okay. Node agent is one process that will be created at the time of federation. So, cell contains node, node contains server. So, in single profile, we can create, that means in that node we can create multiple servers.
Okay.
So server, I just started the server. Once the server is started, it creates one PID, that is process ID. Okay, 4241. So these servers are Java processors. Okay, so PS minus CF pipe symbol grep Java. Okay, so this is the command to know the running Java processes in this machine. Okay. So we just started one server. So that server related process is running here. Okay. So that information. So server 1, the server process name, and the PID is 4241. PID is 4241 here also. Okay. So and this creates one PID file and the logs. Go to profile logs and the particular server 1 and creates one PID file, process ID file, once the server is started. So that PID file contains the process ID number of that server. Okay, so process ID of that server. To stop this server, go to profile bin. And the command is stop server.sh server name. So we'll continue tomorrow on the remaining things on the app server profile. So we need to cover a few more things in the app server profile. Okay, I'll continue those things tomorrow. So do you have any questions? So once the yeah.
What about study material? No?
Yeah, what is your question?
Study material?
We provide only recorded sessions, okay? The study materials, I'll refer some links, okay? So red books, you can go through those red books, okay? Those are published by IBM, so you can read those red books, okay? I'll give you some links, red book links. So go through those, and we provide this recorded session.
Recorded means just now you are.
So the red books, if you go through that red book, whatever I am covering in this session, so you can, that red book contains 1,000 pages approximately. So you can easily understand, okay, once you go through my session, so and go through the red book PDF, so that you can easily understand that documentation. Daily, so one session we cover almost 10 pages, 20 pages like that.
Total session? How many sessions?
So we have total approximately 35 sessions.
Venkat, Can you provide the VMware with Red Hat Linux
Yeah.
operating system?
Yeah, we provide VMware workstation and operating system you can download, okay? You can download from the Google. So VMware workstation we provide, okay? We provide the VMware.
What version?
Version is the latest one, I think 10, VMware 10 that is.
Is
Operating system, where can I download, like, is there a website?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'll share you that link. So you share your mail IDs. So I'll share you the links.
Okay.
Share your mail IDs in the chat.
got it?
Yeah, I got it. I'll share the VMware to these mail IDs and operating system links also.
The Red Hat? What OS is Red Hat?
No, it's a CentOS operating system. Okay. And I'll share you the Red Hat also, Red Hat link also. So I'll share you both links. You can download either one. So I'm closing the session. We'll continue tomorrow.
So this OS will be
Yeah.
tomorrow or today?
No, what is your question?
OS link will be sent to us today or tomorrow?
Yeah, I will share the links. Okay, CentOS and Red Hat also. You can use anyone. Okay, Red Hat.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're going to share it today or tomorrow?
Today only. Okay, after some time. So I'm closing the session then. Thank you. Bye.